Innovation is not the result of chance, it's the result of action. It's not a thing to wait for, it's a thing to do. Enlightening evening to all are gathered here. I'm John C. Jeppiaar, an NSS volunteer of Jeppiaar Engineering College, and I'm also glad to be MC for today's webinar session. Invoking the presence of God and with the blessings of our Honorable Late Colonel Dr. Jeppiaar, the Chairman and Managing Director of Jeppiaar Group of Institution, Dr. M. Regina Jeppiaar, our Honorable Principal Dr. V. Natarajan, Dean Academics Dr. Salisha A. Stanley of Jeppiaar Engineering College, on behalf of NSS Jeppiaar Engineering College and Institution and Innovation Council, it is indeed a great pleasure in welcoming our resource person, Mr. Haston Kumar, Assistant Professor, our NSS Program Officer, and also an Innovation Ambassador. And also, I would like to extend a special welcome to our NSS JEC Innovation Club President, Dr. Padmavati, H.D. of Master of Business Administration. Last but not least, I welcome all participants who are gathered here today for much enthusiastic and eager to know about design thinking, critical thinking, and innovation. Now I request our JEC Innovation Club President, Dr. Padmavati Ma'am, HOD Master of Business Administration, to share a few words among us.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Jeppiaar Engineering College, Institution Innovation Council, and the JEC Innovation Cell, we are very much delighted and excited and listening to this session on design thinking, critical thinking, and innovation by Mr. Haston Amit Kumar, who is also an NSS Coordinate Program Officer and Innovation Ambassador, and also IEC Coordinator of Aeronautical Department. So the blessings of our founder chairman, late Colonel Dr. Jeppiaar, and with the blessings of our founder, chairman and managing director, Dr. M. Regina Jeppiaar, and in the support of our principal, Dr. V. Natarajan, and with the support of our dean, Dr. Salisha A. Stanley, and with the support of the aeronautical HOD. So we are cordially welcome you, all these students and all the head of departments and all the faculty members for the session on design thinking, critical thinking, and innovation. So all the best, Haston sir, for the session.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I'm glad to be introducing our speaker of the day, Mr. Haston Kumar, who is working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Aeronautical Engineer at Jeppiaar Engineering College and Innovation Ambassador of IEC Club of JEC. He has maintained a very good reputation in the institution for his success in handling various subjects like aircraft structure 1 and 2, vibration and elements of aeroelasticity, composite materials, experimental stress analysis, high temperature material, fluid mechanics, and handled radio laboratories. He has guided undergraduate students to carry out the project which were done in reputed industries and as well as in our institution. Apart from academics, he is also successfully serving as our NSS officer. Here in charge, student counselor, department magazine chief editor, cultural program coordinator, coach for college men volleyball team too. Finally, I would like to invite the man of the day, our resource person, Mr. Haston Kumar, Assistant Professor, our NSS Program Officer, and also an Innovation Ambassador to deliver this webinar talk on the topic Design Thinking, Critical Thinking and Innovation. Now the stage is yours, sir.
Thank you very much, Jansi.
Thanks.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank our Chairman and Managing Director, Dr. M. Regina Jeppiaar, for shaping this JEC Innovation Club. And I would like to thank our principal, Dr. V. Natarajan, the person who always encourages every faculty towards innovation, and he always inspires us to educate the student community that they have to become an entrepreneur. And also I would like to thank Dean of Academics, Dr. Salisha Stanley. Also, I would like to thank President of JEC Innovation Club, Dr. Padmavati. She's also head of Department of MBA. Ma'am has always been constant support. She shows how to organize an event, and she gives the right direction to most of the faculty with her experience. And also thank all the head of departments who have presided over this session in spite of their busy work. After finishing their regular routine, they have made an opportunity to join the session. I'm really glad about it. Thank you. I thank all the faculty members who have joined the session, and also welcome all the participants who have shown their interest, and also the budding engineers, future entrepreneurs, and design thinkers. And also thank Jansi. Thank you for those introduction. It was really good to sometimes listen what we have done, but to keep things simple. My session will be totally focused on design thinking. You would have seen the title: Design Thinking, Critical Thinking, and Innovation. There are three parts here. Before I go into the session, I would like to highlight what is this all about. So when you travel your engineering, the time you by the time you come to fourth year, you understand that you're working on a project and your project has some value. Most of you have an inspiration to just work somewhere in the core industry. When you step into a core industry, the primary focus is what you have learned. All those interviews that you go through will be about what you have learned in your engineering, those fundamentals. So the project, what you do, always has a value. It has a value because there's a lot of research that has gone into that, the faculty's expertise, time that you have taken, and you have taken some industry experts' advice on executing certain tasks. Now, those projects can be converted into an real-time working models. It is not just something restricted to the book, but it is much beyond that, because we have seen there are really very good projects that students they take over, but they don't want to take it to the next level. They don't want to commercialize the product. They don't want to really capitalize on that. So in that process, what actually happens, the next generation, when they follow their steps, they just fall out of interest. Okay. So here, me as a faculty, I would like to create this awareness, point number one. And point number two, I want to inspire you that you can become an entrepreneur with your work. So let us start early rather than postponing this awareness to the final year. So I would like to bring this awareness. Even I would like to bring one second. I would like to bring this awareness very quite early. So that is my 1 moment. My thought in bringing this session. Also, as part of the IAC calendar, so we work as per. So 1 second, I just got some. So we work as per AICT's guidelines. So under AICT as well as Ministry of Education, under their Innovation Council, they formed this pattern of bringing the entrepreneur development at the grassroots level. So once upon a time, this was only to the business, but right now it is not just like that. It is now even to the student community. Even at the school age, we are seeing even in newspaper, in the news channels, even at the very young age, kids can become entrepreneurs. Their ideas can be very useful in the market. Okay. So me as a faculty, we go by the textbook mostly. But when we have association with students, the output, the creativity is really great. Okay. So in this regard, today my topic is about design thinking, critical thinking, and innovation. There are so many faculties in a college trained as innovation ambassadors in 4 different concepts, like in design thinking and innovation, product development, entrepreneurship, then IPR and patent. Okay, so on different segments we have been undergoing training. So I have been in this past 3 years. I have given sessions on design thinking earlier, and also have taken an NPTEL course on this to enhance my skill, and also did an live workshop for 4 days. I have just participated in a design thinking workshop, working on a problem statement, then creating the best possible solution. So with what I've learned, with my little knowledge, I would like to just put few words to the participants today, and this will be quite interesting. So if you have a pen and paper, request you to kindly take a note of what I'm speaking, because on the slides you have a lot of pictures, but what I speak, can be sometimes worthwhile if you make a note of them. Okay, so let us go first. So when we speak about this, so where do we start? So what is the starting point? So the starting point is about innovation. Okay, when you hear this word innovation, definitely this actually should have been the session what we're discussing should have been an interactive session in an laboratory or in a big seminar hall. Even when I spoke to Padmavati ma'am, the president of IIC, this is what we had past 3 months. We wanted to have the students live in a big seminar hall or an auditorium or something like that. Then we wanted to divide it into batches. Then we will give problem statements, or if you come up with a problem statement, you can work on that. Then we will segregate a work. This is not just 1 day. This can be a workshop for 3 to 4 days at least, and this will be really useful workshop where I'll give 30 minutes of orientation. Then I'll get into then we will work as a team. You will just work on what I have given, all the instructions what I have given. Then afternoon session, we will come back again. We'll have presentations, what you have come up with. So this is usually how the session will progress. Anyway, we will definitely try to do that maybe when we reopen. Right now, this is just theoretical. I'll just give the theoretical background. Then when we go into the real workshop, once again, I will just explain these parameters. There it will definitely create a lot of interest. So innovation, when this word innovation comes, it looks something big, like big people, those who have done this in the history. It will just reflect their names, like the bulb what is right now on the screen, like Thomas Edison. There are many more people like that. What they have something which is new in the product. So what is innovation basically? When you put a question, what is innovation? You might give an answer, something which is new, which is not existing, and that you are bringing that into the market. You are bringing that into reality. If you just take anything around you today, once upon a time, all this never existed. I believe all of you agree. Whatever is around us never existed. Okay, everything. If you just go back 10 years, okay, it was hard to believe that we will be uh, uh, having classes online. Okay, will have classes online. Whenever you see an advertisement in a television, those things they exaggerate in certain things. Today, every exaggeration is becoming reality with all the advancement of technology. You take anything, for instance, okay, telephones, mobile phones, the technology that is inside that, the construction of houses, anything you take, everything there is an innovation. Okay, so that means even in the future, in the days to come, there is so much that can be innovated. There will be a lot of innovation in the days to come. Now, this innovative thought is not something that will happen only when you graduate. It can happen even at the school level. Now, those who are in the first, second, third years, right opportunity to grasp this. Okay, so when we speak about what is innovation, it is something like lot of formulas, lot of theory, lot of subjects. I have to know engineering background. I have to know some life sciences background. I have to know something about business. I have to know about finance. I have to know about marketing. Many things come, right? Many things come into perspective. So what happens? We just try to keep away from that. For business, we will fail. There is investment. Money is required to start a business. We require a lot of capital to innovate. We don't have the infrastructure. We don't have the expertise. We don't have the technology. All these complex parameters bombard an individual and just keep us away, right? So this is usually the thought that even I had. So innovation, entrepreneurship, there's something which is beyond my level of progress. I can't do this. Let me keep myself to something which is very simple. But in reality, there is a process. There is a process. How can we innovate? Where can we innovate? So when you want to innovate something, there is something that you have to choose. So innovation is the ability to see change as an opportunity. It is not a threat. It is not something that will pull you down, but it is the ability to see change as an opportunity. When you have something, let us say we are gathering online. Now, how do we make this into reality? Oh, there's some technology that has come, some like metaverse and all that has come that can bring us together into one classroom, one environment. So there is one innovation that has happened over there. Let us say there's a issue with a person at your home with hearing. Okay, how can you make him clear? with what you want to say. How can you make him understand? Now there is a language barrier. We are, let us say that two people from different states have come. None of you, either of you know each other's language. So in that case, you have to communicate. So there is an innovation, there's a device or there's an app that has been introduced where you can communicate through the app and there is no issue in your teamwork. Like this. So you just see the change. You have to see the change. Now, how do you see the change? How do you see? First of all, we have to identify that there is an issue. There is a problem with what is existing. Now, you can just see here, there's a sequence that I'm putting on the screen. How the mobile phone evolved, how there's this mobile phone evolution took place. When it started, no, it was just heavy device. Okay, everything was into one hand. And when it came into the market, that was something which was best. Everyone really admired it. But you can just see it becomes smaller and compact. Then a lot of processing took place. There are a lot of things happened. No, today mobile phone is not just a mobile phone. More than we call in a mobile phone, more than talking to each other. No, there are so many other things we're doing. For example, right now, the session that you're attending, most of you you're using your mobile phone. So there's a lot of things happening, even conferencing, education, classes, many things happen. No, so this happened over a period of time. It never happened overnight. So you start small. You start with an idea. Now that idea can evolve into something better. Okay, there is a word called as minimum viable product. Minimum viable product. So you just don't have to build all of a sudden a big automobile or a big car. No, it doesn't happen like that. No, there's a lot of capital. Yes, there's a lot of capital. You can't just progress. What is existing? Now, what is the challenge a person has? What is the challenge the society has? What is the challenge in the family? What is your personal challenge with this? How can you overcome? So if you just take any chair that you sit, no, there is some weight considered. You take a stool, anything, no, there is a weight consideration. It is not suitable for everybody. So they will be giving you a parameter, maximum tolerable weight. This is the maximum weight this chair can withstand. This is the maximum weight a stool can withstand. So based on that, you will be seated. You'll be permitting a person to sit on that. Okay, this is the maximum limit at which the battery can withstand. So like that, there are so many parameters that we take into consideration, right? What is the capacity?